Hi, I'm Jamila and you are live in the Dream Studio, where we partner with you to create a life without limits. This is the fourth part in a series of 5 where I'm sharing a few tips with you every single week about what I do to stay motivated. People often come to me and say, Jamila, you're always up, you're always so full of energy, you're always so full of life. How is it that you keep going? And I thought it was so important to share a little bit about these motivational tools because I, like you, have a real life. I have real life circumstances. I have real life situations. And I, like you, also have a dream and need to continue to motivate myself and have to continue to encourage myself towards achieving my dreams, even when my circumstances don't always match what it is that I see in my mind's eye. So here's the first tip that I shared. Number 1, I came to the realization that my life was significant, that there was a unique assignment that no one else on the planet could complete. That gave me such a freedom and such a liberty because I didn't have to look to my left, I didn't have to look to my right, I didn't have to compete, compare, or feel like I had to measure up to anyone else. And in doing so, that kept me motivated towards moving forward and gave me a drive towards achieving my dream. Because I know that if I don't complete it, that there are going to be people that are attached to my success that won't be able to realize theirs. The second tip that I shared is that my motivation came from actually doing. And so there were some things that I wanted to accomplish, goals that I set out for myself. And even though I might have put pen to paper, done my research, done my homework, and had all my ducks in a row, I really wasn't encouraged to move forward towards achieving those goals until I physically put one foot in front of the other. Until I physically said, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to make the time to take one step in the right direction every single day. And having the discipline to do it every single day. When I started to do that, my momentum increased. My energy around it increased. There were people that partnered with me and came alongside of this part of my journey that kept moving me forward as well. So none of those things would have happened if I would have just left my dreams and my goals as a concept or as a thought on a piece of paper. So I was motivated by doing. The third thing that I learned that keeps me motivated and keeps me encouraged is that originality is completely overrated. There is nothing new under the sun. There are people on the planet today that are doing what I want to do, that have achieved success in the areas that I want to be successful in. And they have left a blueprint and a roadmap for me in terms of their books, in terms of their CD series, DVD series, seminars, and other types of resources that I have access to. So by spending a couple of hours reading information from some of my favorite motivational and inspirational leaders, from some of my favorite success coaches, from people who have actually triumphed over adversity, taking a few hours to read a bit about their story or to learn more about their research saves me 20 years off of my life. So in other words, when I pick up a book and make an investment, there is someone that has poured their entire lifetime into that information, and I have the benefit and the privilege of utilizing that information by just spending a few hours of my life. The next thing that I want to share with you, and what I think is so significant, is really getting an understanding and really getting a grasp over the concept of visualization. When your dream becomes more real to you than your present circumstance or your present situation, you will be motivated towards achieving your dreams. There was a time when the Dream Studio was just a concept in my mind. And when I say a time, it was a period of several years. It was something that I was good at doing. Sharing these leadership concepts and leadership principles were things that other people affirmed in me that I was good at doing. But it was just a concept. It was just something that I had in my heart to do, or something that I had in my mind to do. But when I made the switch, and it wasn't something that happened outwardly, it was something that happened inwardly. When I made the switch and said, me sharing this information with the world, encouraging people to create a life without limits, is more powerful to me, is more impactful to me than maybe my current situation, which is working a 9-to-5 job. That's when the light bulb came on. That's when I was triggered. That was the catalyst and the motivation to say, I can really live the life that I dream of living because I'm taking that one step at a time, and I'm visualizing and seeing myself there. And what I see with my mind's eye is more impactful and more credible than what I see in my present tense. And I share that with you for a variety of reasons. First, I've come to learn and come to understand that there is nothing special about people that achieve greatness. They aren't smarter than you and I. They haven't had more opportunities than you and I have had. They haven't had more or less challenges than you and I have had. They simply were willing to do what most people aren't. And utilizing the tool of visualization and understanding that you might have a current situation in front of you, but what you have on the other side of your situation is so much greater. Making that switch in their mind and making the decision in their mind to pursue greatness and to put their focus and their energy and all of their talents and all of their resources behind the life they want and not necessarily behind their present tense has made all of the difference. And so when I understood that people were able to use mindsight, or that when people were able to understand that visual creation and mental creation precedes what you see physically, when I understood all of those concepts, that really made the biggest difference for me. So I challenge you this week to take the time as you go throughout the day-to-day to say, am I focusing on what I physically see, or am I putting my energy and putting all of my efforts behind what I see in my mind's eye? Am I willing to maybe be a little strange? Am I willing to be peculiar? Am I willing to be ridiculed? Am I willing to maybe be out of my comfort zone for a moment so that what I see in my mind can become more real to me than what I see physically in my environment? I encourage you to take the opportunity to do that this week. That will pay you dividends in your life that is beyond measure. Thank you so much for taking the time to share this leadership tip and this leadership moment with us. I encourage you to continue to connect with us throughout the week on Twitter at Jamila Chambers, on Facebook also at Jamila Chambers, and send any emails or questions you have to info@jamilachambers.net. Remember, excellence is a lifestyle, not an event. Choose today to be excellent. Until next time, I'm Jamila, and you are live in the Dream Studio.